Some of us were lucky enough to get to know Patsy Cline, to perform with her, to travel with her. Mandy Barnett never did know her, but you probably feel like you knew her pretty well because you played her role for so long at the Ryman and Always Patsy Cline.
Yeah, that's true. We did 6 months in '94 and 6 months in '95, and then a couple of runs after that. So just, you know, the costumes and the songs every night and meeting all the people that, her friends and some of her family. So I did kind of feel like I knew her.
Did you grow up listening to her music?
Yes. When I was about 8 years old, my mother bought my first Patsy Cline tape at Kmart in the bargain bin. And I wore that tape out. I still have the tape, and it doesn't have the writing on it anymore. It's just a white tape.
Never dreaming that you would ever go on the stage and play her part. And I've told you before, and I don't know how many of you in the room here saw Mandy as Patsy Cline. Knowing Pat, I mean, I thought 3 or 4 times Patsy was on that stage. You were so believable, so real.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you really were. And the way you sang all the songs live yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to do right now, right?
That's right.
What a segue.
All right. I'm going to switch mics if you don't mind.
All right, go right ahead.
I'm going to have to stand up because I ate way too many mashed potatoes today. So.
They would never call you Whispering Mandy, would they? My goodness. Now, did Patsy ever sing that particular song, or do you know?
No, I don't think so. Timmy Euro had the hit on it.
But it was about late 62, early 63 when Timmy had that out, which would have been in the last days of Patsy's life, I guess.
Right.
But you're not going to get away without doing a Patsy Cline song.
Well, that's all right.
Good.
We'll do it.
Good. Mandy Barnett.
I guess y'all know the key of B flat. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new.
Voice.
Wow, that's terrific. You know, I've said a lot of times at the Opry that I think one of the great things about the Opry is all the different colors of music, all the different kinds of music, from crazy to bluegrass to inspirational songs, gospel songs. Craig Morgan's been sitting over here most of the day. Now, you kind of got into this a little bit going around, coming in the side door, because you didn't just get right out of school and start right in here. You spent, 10 years in the paratroopers?
10 years. Yeah, I was actually born here. I had to leave and come back before anybody listened to me. But
did you grow up as a fan of the Grand Ole Opry?
Oh, gosh. I'm like these guys talking back here about Martha White, Self-Rising Flower, and Go Get a Goo-Goo. I can remember every morning getting up before my dad would come to work in town and listening to that on the radio, and on WSM. Yeah, I grew up on it.
So few people in this business really grew up in Nashville. Kitty Wells, I guess, and Johnny Wright were from here. Del Wood was from here. Anybody else?
I thought all of you were watching.
We are now.
Yeah, and you are now. It's funny, but when I was growing up, I thought all these, man, there's no way I'm going to try this. Look at all these talented people from here, But, I went away. I was in the Army for 11 years, a couple wars, and come home and got a record deal and singing country music.
And grinning.
And every minute of it. Vincent and I was just talking about that, and I was just telling him, I celebrate every minute. And it's funny to hear all of you talk about your very first Opry experience, and y'all are, you talk in such detail. I have not one clue what happened from the time I left the curtain till I walked back, except for Johnny Russell. Had it not been for the fact that we had a video camera filming my entire first Opry experience, I would not know. I've had to go watch the video to know. I was so nervous I just about threw up. And I mean, like now, somebody bring me a bucket. It's very intimidating. Gosh, I mean, Darryl, we've talked about it. Darryl and I have talked a whole bunch about this, and we feel so fortunate just to be able to sing country music and to see and to be a part of this. I mean, gosh, you guys have no idea. We've talked about, the where you are, your success and stuff. And my dad says, I told my dad, I've only, I haven't had that number one. He said, who cares, man? You've been on the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, that's the epitome of country music.
There's that word again.
Epitome. That's the second time. Well, you're the epitome of a good, solid country singer. Sing us a good country song.
Well, this song I'm going to do, you ought to know. And I got to say something real quick before I sing it. One of the greatest compliments that I've ever received, and it's always cool when you see somebody else sing it, but I called Bill. Bill actually wrote this song with Sharon Vaughn. And when I recorded it, I was really nervous about it because, I was singing one of Bill's songs. And again, you guys are heroes. I don't know if you understand the impact of that. So Buddy says, we're going to call Bill and let him come down and listen to it. And I'm like, no, we're not. Wait till I leave. But he shows up, and I said, well, come on in and listen. And he finished listening to the song, and he picked up the telephone. He called Sharon Vaughn. He said, you got to hear this. And apparently a lot of other artists had recorded this song, but it never made an album because it was too country. So needless to say, I was very excited about the fact that it made the record, and that then Atlantic Records was excited enough about country music. As I'm telling you, the people out there, I know, it doesn't matter where I'm at on the charts. I know when I sing, they love it. Country music, not necessarily me, but country music. So, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Well, this is the song that inspired Chuck Cannon and I to write the song called Too Country, because this song had been recorded 5 times before you recorded it. Not one of those 5 ever was released, and everybody's reason was because it's too country.
Well, we did it, and we're proud of it.
We'll sing it country.
Sing it.
Been fighting with these sheets again. Can't make myself lie still. My pillowcase is soaking wet, and yet I feel a chill. It takes all I can do these days to just survive the night. It's crazy when a man can't get a woman off his mind. When a man can't shake a memory, he runs hot and cold and blind. He hates her, then he loves her, then he hates her one more time. Your love has such a grip on me, it chokes me like a vine. Oh, it's crazy when a man can't get a woman off his mind. I've been phoning you since 8 o'clock. It's almost 4 a.m. My mind keeps painting pictures of you out loving him. I just crushed a Dixie cup for running out of wine. it's crazy when a man can't get a woman off his mind. When a man can't shake a memory, he runs out and cold and blind. He hates her, then he loves her, then he hates her one more time. Your love has such a grip on me, it chokes me like a vine. Oh, it's crazy when a man can't get a woman off his mind. Yeah, it drives him crazy when a man can't get a woman off his mind.
Thank you, Craig. That may not sell a lot of records, but I bet it sells a lot of beer.
There's a lot of
beer
phone
on it.
calls.
Makes it worse if she's a snub queen, too, don't it? Think about it.
Jimmy Newman, you just said a word. Are you the one that coined the phrase snuff queen?
Well, I brought it to Nashville, let's put it like that.
Well, in the rock and roll, they call them groupie. What's the difference between a groupie and a snuff queen?
Oh, the snub queen dips. Think about it. Lives up to her name. Dana getting the kick out of that. I explained that to you before, Dana.
I didn't think you'd do it right here.
What is a hungawa? That's another Jimmy Newman.
Hungawa is like thingamajig. You can use it, in a mixed audience.
Hey, Jimmy, what's a yunch?
Yunch is when you've had it. I mean, like.
Time to go home.
That's when, I think yunch is when you got a full house.
Yeah, that's a full house. Yeah. Royal flush. Yeah, that happened on the bus before.
That must be the same as when Bill says, somebody's walking.
Huh?
I said that must be the same as when Bill says, somebody's walking. I got a story to tell.
Tell it all, brother. Tell it all.
I got this fella that works in the band with me now. He sings a little harmony, and he's been making music with us for years. He played little drums with us, and that didn't work out. So he played a little bass with us, and that didn't work out. And he wound up, but he did come on with a band here a while back to sing. He's a really great harmony singer, and he does merchandise. But he's a buddy of Bill's, and he played drums for Bill for about 2 weeks, I think. And he told us a story on the bus here a while back. He said they was playing one night, and said somebody missed something somewhere, and they just kind of got turned around on the beat. Scott was backwards on the snare and the hi-hat or something. He said when the song was over, Bill just kind of politely turned around and said, somebody's walking.
Did I do that, Les? I don't remember. Jimmy, turn the mic over there towards the guy in the colorful coat. We haven't heard nearly enough out of Del Reeves today.
Let me get the hungawa.
Hold on a minute, Bill.
I had secured it.
What is? I'm not ready yet. I'm scared to death after all these kids sing.
There's some good ones, aren't there?
You know, I didn't come up the way they all did. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be with Chester Smith in California and meet most of the people before I ever come to the Grand Ole Opry. But let me say this about the Grand Ole Opry, and I think each one of you will agree with me. To me, I'll swear I still get almost scared to death, butterflies and the whole ball of wax. Because to me, every Saturday night, it's just like the Super Bowl or the World Series. Every time you walk on this stage, that's what it feels like. And we're in it every week. You know, and boy, I'm nervous. I'm still nervous.
You come out
I
here
just
and
want you
tear
to know that I'm nervous.
but you come out here and tear the crowd up. They love you.
Well, I know, but still in all, you're worried deep down inside that you ain't going to do that.
Do you feel like, well, I did it last week and the week before, but I got to prove it all over again
No,
this week?
because you know you got a different audience every night.
And they're all different.
And everyone's different.
Well, sing us a song.
Then I got here we have Bill Anderson played drums, and I played a banjo one time on a session in Modesto, California. And Bill don't know one thing about drums. I know less about the banjo. But be glad you got what you got when you got it.
Amen.
You know who wrote this? Justin Tubb.
You better have a banjo.
All right, everybody together now. Let's all sing. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Make sure you know what you know when you know it. Or before you know it, you'll be all alone. Take care of what you do when you do, if you do it. If you don't, won't have your old baby alone. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Better treat her better. Better start right now. She deserves the best that you can do. She does everything for you the best as she knows how. That's the least she can expect from you. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Make sure you know what you know when you know it. Or before you know it, you'll be all alone. Take care of what you do when you do, if you do it. If you don't, won't have your old baby alone. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Everybody envies you lucky so-and-so. You should thank your lucky stars above. Just what she sees in you, I guess I'll never know. It's a wonder you still have her love. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? Make sure you know what you know when you know it. Or before you know it, you'll be all alone. Take care of what you do when you do, if you do it. If you don't, honey, won't have your old baby alone. Be glad you got what you got when you got it. Are you gonna find out what you got is gone? I'm gonna find out what you got is gone. Yes, that's a fact, you know. Do, 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 do.
All right,
You had to put that little doodle-doo on the end of it, didn't you? That's your trademark.
We didn't do it on the record, though.
It's a very dramatic
Whose
performance.
idea was it to start doing the doodle-doo things that you did on the record? Or did it just happen?
That was Cash, Johnny Cash. I sang him a song one time called Nobody From Nowhere. Ellen had written it. He said, when I got through singing it to him, he said, you know something, Dale? I don't like that song. But if I was you, I'd put that doodle-doo-doo-doo on something.
And that's how it happened.
And when Girl on Billboard came along, it fit.
And now you know the rest of the story.
That's it.
Bill, I think I have to tell them about an unforgettable trip one time
Oh,
with
yeah, please.
me and Del Reeves. Del and Ellen, we were going to Michigan somewhere, but Del and Ellen came over to the house. Well, Del and I had to leave for Michigan, so we left Ellen there with Harlan, and Del and I took off and went to Michigan. But now, you have never lived until you've traveled through a snowstorm, blizzard, 20 degrees, cold as all get out, with Del Reeves, Roy Acuff, Johnny Cash, all of these impersonations. I never knew who was in the car with me. Coming back, it was Walter Brennan all the way. But we got to, I think it was Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Right.
And it was so cold, and we were so tired. And we went to this motel. Of course, Dell and I walk in together.
Yeah.
And we wanted a room. Well, we wanted 2 rooms, but the guy said, we couldn't get it through his head. We wanted 2 rooms. And he said, would you like them adjoining? I said, I don't care if they're a mile apart. We just, we're cold and we're tired and we want rooms. So anyway, we got to our rooms. I guess you got to yours. I got to mine.
Yeah, we did.
And it was cold. There was no heat in the motel. And I got in the bed with my clothes on, took all the covers off of the other bed, put it on mine. I was still freezing. And I called Dale. We'd only been in the motel about an hour. And I called Dale and I said, are you cold? He said, yeah, I'm freezing. I said, well, let's get the heck out of here, So we go back down an hour after we checked in to the desk.
Hello.
We're leaving. He said, you could have saved a lot of money by just getting 1 room. Yes.
I swear there was a crack on the door that was a couple inches. On the door, and there wasn't nothing there to put against it. I put some towels. I got the towels, and I said, well, I'll probably charge for that. And the snow was deep to a tall Indian. I ain't lying.
We went to the arena.
Yeah, we went.
And I don't know if you were on that. Seems like that you weren't, but I guess. But anyways, the ice arena. And Hank Snow was booked on the show. And, they scraped the ice up and put it in this big thing here. So, and you're still freezing. They put boards down on top of the ice. I went out there, and I had on idiot me, chiffon, like cocktail-type dress. I was freezing. And I told the audience, I said, this vibrato you hear in my voice is not real. It's because I'm freezing to death. And there was a man down in the front row, and he had on a big Mackinaw. And I said, sir, could I borrow that Mackinaw, please? And he threw it up there, and I wore the Mackinaw over this chiffon dress. And anyway, the promoter, Hank Snow, was late getting there. His band was there, but he wasn't there. He knew he'd be there in time. But anyway, the promoter saw a chance to save a little money, and he went out there and took a shovel and shoveled up a shovel full of that snow they'd scraped up. Went out and told the audience, he said, folks, you came to see snow? Well, this is all the snow you're going to see. And he wouldn't let Hank go on stage because he wasn't there an hour beforehand. Anyway, that was our trip.
That was the trip.
I rode back all the way with Walter Brennan.
What a segue. Darryl, they needed to stop and get their second wind, right?
Well, maybe so. Before I jump into this, I would like to say that this has been one of the greatest days of my life, spending this time here with y'all today. And also, I'm not going to get to squalling this time. I'm just going to. But I do want to say thanks to the Lord for blessing my life and giving me the opportunity to make music for a living. And thanks to you guys for letting us knuckleheads be included in your family, because that's what it feels like.
You belong here.
And what else was I going to say? Well, it probably wasn't important if I can't remember. So, but I'll always remember this as being this will be one of my fondest memories from now on. And hopefully I'll get to do this again maybe 10 or 20 years down the road and tell some of my own stories.
Right.
So thank y'all for having me. And
If you do, speak fondly of us, will you?
oh, I will. It means the world to me to be here today, and I thank y'all for that. I wanted to say this too. I'm going to do my single that has just, I guess you could say, is just over with. And the thing that I've learned is a great lesson for me from this song that I'm about to play for you. It's called Second Wind, and we thought this would obviously be our biggest hit so far, and it turned out to be the smallest hit as far as the charts are concerned. But what I've learned is that sometimes the charts and the people that refuse to play your songs at radio are the ones that are missing out, because this song has had more impact on the crowds that I play to and has sold more records than any song that I've had so far. So
Amen.
I guess what I'm saying is to anybody out there that's been through the same thing, wrestling with this song like I have, it's not always the number that you achieve on the charts. Sometimes it's the number of people out there in the world that it affects that makes the difference. Right. And my manager kind of put it in perspective when I was kind of raising Cain one day, and he said, well, look at that, 15. He said, there's a whole lot more folks behind you than there is in front of you. So it makes
There you go.
Second wind. There's an old friendly breeze that blows in the Gulf of Mexico, and somehow it always knows when I'm feeling low. So I'm gonna anchor down and wait till it comes around, leave the rest of the world behind. Yeah, that's how I'll pass the time till I catch my second wind. I get back up and gain control again, find the strength I lost back when you stopped loving me. I guess I'll just stay out here until I know the coast is clear. Sit and watch the tide roll in till I catch my second wind. There's a peace in the way I feel when the water's still, and as long as it's calm out here, I've got time to kill. But as soon as it starts to stir, I'll lose track of the way things went, float away on the open air. But I'm not going anywhere till I catch my second wind. I get back up and gain control again, find the strength I lost back when you stopped loving me. I guess I'll just stay out here until I know the coast is clear. Sit and watch the tide roll in till I catch my second wind. I guess I'll just stay out here until I know the coast is clear. Sit and watch the tide roll in till I catch my second wind. Just sit and watch the tide roll in till I catch my second wind.
Darryl, the most played song in the history of Broadcast Music Incorporated, BMI, it was a song called Gentle on My Mind. The highest it got in the charts was number 28.
I love that song.
So you're right. What you're saying is right. It's what affects the people and not necessarily what's in the over a long period of time and not just in the popularity charts. Shirley, you look like you're ready to sing again. Yes, you are.
She sat beside of me, that's why.
I'd rather just follow someone else because I told Darryl that I love to hear that Merle Haggard in his voice.
Yeah.
It just really,
Thank you.
I grew up here and I just love to hear him sing. And that was my favorite song on the record too, so.
I like to hear that Tammy and yours.
That Tammy and mine. Speaking of Tammy, people have always compared me to her, and I don't know if besides the fact that we were divorced so many times, and we came to Tennessee, divorced with 3 children myself. I did the same thing, and I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't trying to model myself after Tammy, but I find it an honor to be compared to her because I thought she had a lot of class and a lot of fight to get where she was. And I am sorry that I never got to meet her, but I've heard some wonderful, wonderful stories. And so I think that she was one of a kind. And as y'all all agree with me, so I'm going to do my tribute to Tammy on the stage once again. One of a kind. It's in G, boys. Look at me, 'cause I might be the very last one that you'll ever see. Someday you may wake up and find I'm one of a kind. Now don't look back once you're free. There'll be nothing left to see, and I'll be just a memory. But keep this in mind, I'm one of a kind. I wish you love as true as mine. May you find happiness this time. If old memories ever cloud your mind, I wish you sunshine. So I'll drink this toast to you. Go and find who means the most to you. But some night when she's lying close to you, I'll ease through your mind. I'm one of a kind. I'll ease through your mind. I'm one of a kind.
Tammy would be proud.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. That's terrific. We're talking about radio. One of Stonewall Jackson's biggest hits was a song about a disc jockey. I guess they don't call them DJs anymore, do they?
Oh, well, it depends on if you smile or not.
The radio personalities.
You call
Radio personalities.
Yeah, you can call people a lot of things as long as you're smiling. Like I can call you a hillbilly, but I need to be smiling.
I'm proud somebody called me a hillbilly.
Yeah, I think I might have got that line from me and you, too country and proud of it. Because me and you pretty country boys. I want to congratulate you for writing that song that boy just sung.
He sang the fire out of it.
He sang the tar right out of it.
Sure did.
And you wrote the tar out of it. Yeah.
Thank you. You're very kind. How about telling us the story about BJ the DJ? We hadn't heard that in a long time.
Well, BJ the DJ, Hugh X. Lewis wrote this song, and it is a true story. It happened to a friend of his. You know, they get up really early in the morning and get there before everybody else is even thinking about getting out of bed, starting, because they're the ones supposed to wake you up, or when your clock goes off, that's supposed to be like the first thing you hear. So they're out there on the road early, and sometimes they might not have the best tires in the world, and he happened not to have too good of tires on the left side of his car, and that happened to him, and so he wrote this song. Can I stand up and do this?
Sure.
Let the boys kick it off. We'll thank the disc jockeys one more time for playing our kind of music. Story about a pal of mine worked down near the Georgia line. He's DJ in a little country station. Everybody loved him dear. He played what they liked to hear. He built himself up quite a reputation. At the record hops he stayed out late, and his mom would always wait to see if he had made it home alive. Warned against his lost sleep, driving fast in that old heat, and that he had to be at work by 5. BJ the DJ, you're living much too fast, and if you don't change your ways, I don't see how you can last. Every morning just past 4, from the driveway he would roll, overslept and he was late again. Then at breakneck speed he'd drive, signed the station on at 5. He had lots of records he must spin. His mom sit by the radio until his voice told her hello. She knew then that he'd made it there all right. Then she'd say a little prayer, he'd be safe when he was there. She'd wait up for him again tonight. Then one cold and rainy morning, all 4 tires were badly worn, still he scratched off just as fast as time. BJ had a lot of nerve, but he completely missed the curve. He signed off down near Georgia line. Mom sit by the radio, the voice she heard she didn't know. BJ had never been this late before, but with the road so bad and all, she'd wait a while before she'd call. But then she heard that knock up on the door. BJ the DJ, only 24, wreck at 90 miles an hour, he'll spin the hits no more. And we all thank you for that one. Bless your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Stonewall. That's great. Jack Greene, you've been awfully quiet today. We need a good song out of Jack Greene, one of the best country singers at the Grand Ole Opry for many, many years.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. Well, Hank Cochran was at a party one night, and he had his 3rd wife with him.
I was there.
He just didn't know when to give up. You know, you was there, that's right.
Yes, sir.
And he turned around and he said, Joyce, don't you ever get tired of hurting me? I said, Hank, you ought to write that. He did. I recorded it.
You were the first one to record it, weren't you?
Right, yeah. And, of course, Millsap did it, and a lot of other folks have done it.
I did it, yeah.
You did it, yeah?
Yeah.
But it was a very important song to me.
I've been in the restroom a lot of times.
It was a very important song in my life because I'd had one song out on Decca at that time with Owen Bradley. And this was a song just before There Goes My Everything. So this was one of the songs that kind of opened the doors for me.
Let's hear your version.
You make my eyes run over all the time. You're happy when I'm out of my mind. You don't love me, but you won't let me be. Don't you ever get tired of hurting me. must think that I look back with a smile, for you haven't let me have one in such a long, long while. Still I keep coming back. How can this be? Don't you ever get tired of hurting me? Well, someone must have hurt you long ago. But why take revenge on one who loves you so? Please loosen these chains and let me breathe. Don't you ever get tired of hurting me? You must think that I look back with a smile, for you haven't let me have one in such a long, long while. Still I keep coming back. How can this be? Don't you ever get tired of hurting me? Oh, don't you ever get tired of hurting me?
That's great, Jack. That's absolutely incredible.
Boy, don't
Guys,
get
we're
no
kind of winding down here, and we've only heard one song from Vince Gill, and I think we need to hear
Man,
another one.
I've been thinking about that. Please.
I guess this would be a good one to close with. We started with a prayer, and this whole day and this whole thing back at, 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, and taped for several hours. And that's really the beauty of this place. I think that God's Spirit really hangs in this room, and it did in the Ryman, and I think it really does in so much of our history, of country music. And that's I've been just watching everybody's reaction, talking about this kind of song and that kind of song, and the beauty of this place is that it was founded on country music, but it was also founded on vaudeville principles and comedy and gospel music and bluegrass music. And there's an awful lot of things that incorporate this stage of the Grand Ole Opry, not just traditional country music. I love traditional country music probably as much as anybody in this room. And I want to see it played. I want to hear it heard, And the bottom line is that this town turns out the songs it turns out the records it turns out. And we can't always sit there and go, you're not playing it because it's this or it's that. It's just, I hope everybody just continues to keep an open mind about music. It's either good or it's bad, and that's
Right.
that's the bottom
Absolutely.
line. And it's been a pleasure to sit with everybody and learn a little bit. I've enjoyed it. My mom and dad always told me you learn a lot more by listening. So I just enjoyed hearing the stories. Grateful to get to be a part of it. Let's do a gospel song, shall we, to end this. It's totally unrehearsed, but. I know your life on earth is trouble, and only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. Go rest high on that mountain. The sun you work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shouting love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered around your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. Go rest high on that mountain. The sun you work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. Go rest high on that mountain. The sun you work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. God bless this circle.
Wow. What a great thing. What a wonderful day this has been. Vince, thank you so much. You know who we didn't thank today? The Carol Lee singers who've done a wonderful job in helping everybody. Our great band, Mike Johnson, Les Singer, Glenn Duncan, Billy Linneman, Jimmy Capps, Randy Hardison. Great job, guys. Everybody's done terrific. I think we should, that was beautiful, Vince, but I think we should take this out, all of us sitting in this circle. Let's sing a couple of choruses of Will the Circle Be Unbroken. Who wants to lead it, and what key do we do it in?
Let's let Larry Gatlin. Let Gatlin lead it.
Gatlin?
Oh, is he gone?
You hadn't missed it? Larry had to get back to his clothing store. They're having a sale. I have no idea. Is that G?
Yeah, probably G or A.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. The chorus again. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? To all of you who've been watching this, we thank you so much. From all of us at the Grand Ole Opry, y'all come see us sometime at the home of America's music. We'll see you again on another family reunion real soon. Goodbye. Be unbroken.